The idea for Juror number 2 is one of those things that you're jealous you didn't come up with first, like the Snuggie. It's so simple, so obvious, but also totally ingenious. A man on a jury starts to think that he may have committed the crime another man is on trial for. You're sold after that. It holds so much inherent dramatic tension. Plus, it's directed by living legend Clint Eastwood, has the cast of your dreams, and it's actually good, and no one can see it. It's playing in less than 50 theaters in the entire United States with no scheduled expansion or streaming date. David Zaslav, you will not see the pearly gates. And I think this was originally slated to be straight to streaming, so it's just so disappointing to see how studios are continuously treating movies like this. I would compare it to something like Rebel Ridge that came out recently. They're both just solid, mid-budget, original adult dramas slash thrillers. They're like the middle class of movies. They're not at the top, they're not flashy, but you need to take care of them. They keep the wheels turning. Is Juror number 2 my favorite movie of the year? No, and we'll talk about why, but I wish there were a couple movies like this in theaters at all times. I'd also recommend Conclave, another great drama that is in some theaters right now. But anyways, if Juror number 2 is not playing near you, this will be a spoiler-free review, and I have another recommendation to hold you over. But again, the premise is that Nicholas Holt's Justin is called in for jury duty, and while hearing about the death of this young woman who is found dead in a creek off the side of a road, he starts to recall that that exact dark, rainy night, he hit something on that road that he thought was a deer at the time. But the woman's boyfriend is on trial and being accused of murdering her and dumping her body there. What a shitty situation. Like, what do you do? This film is all about our justice system and the inherent contradictions and limitations of it. I love how it uses all of the characters involved here to explore that, whether it's the boyfriend who's played by Gabriel Basso, who has a rough past but swears he didn't do it, the average everyday people on the jury who just want to get home to their kids, Toni Collette's district attorney character who has political motivations related to the trial, Chris Messina plays the public defender. Again, this cast is stacked. Kiefer Sutherland is here, Zoe Deutsch plays Nicholas Holt's wife. It's kind of impressive how many points of view it incorporates without feeling overstuffed. And at the core of it is this moral question of if Nicholas Holt's character really did do it. By the way, his name is Justin and Toni Collette's character's name is Faith. Coincidence? Probably not. A little bit corny. Yes. But do you come forward? Would the justice system understand or believe that it was an accident? He has a family, he has a child on the way. How do you give that up? But how do you live with the guilt of knowing that you let an innocent man go to jail? We get so many shots of, the Lady of Justice overlooking the characters and lines about lies and truth and guilt. It's so classic and American. And Clint Eastwood is 94 years old, guys. Is this like the oldest anyone has ever been who directed a movie? Do we have that information? And he is still kicking. It's not the most excitingly directed film, but it's very tense. The score is used very sparingly, and Eastwood knows who the camera should look at and when to reveal certain pieces of information to maximize the suspense, because there are only so many ways the scenario could go. And with that, I do think that the film has some limitations. The script was written by Jonathan Abrams. This is his only credited project on IMDb, and I think it's simultaneously the film's strongest and weakest aspect, because again, it's such a brilliant concept, and the best parts come from that moral dilemma and the anxiety of him going through this during the trial. But I think what it really has to say ultimately isn't particularly novel, despite being relevant and important. We've seen all these concepts explored before, in my opinion, in ways with just more layers and more depth. The dialogue and performances can also feel pretty stilted, especially once we get into the room where the jury is deliberating, and I wanted more oomph out of the performances at times. Nicholas Hoult is really good. He's probably the standout here, but there's some really dark subjects being dealt with, and it just felt emotionally muted sometimes. I wanted to feel more moved by it. More crying, more yelling. But the ending rocks. I won't go into detail, but there have just been a lot of memorable, thought-provoking endings this year, which I think is awesome. So Juror number 2, good movie. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Shorter review today, but I just wanted to get this on people's radar. I wasn't expecting it to be 12 Angry Men, but I got exactly what I needed out of it. A solid, entertaining, poignant adult drama that should have had a wide theatrical release. But in the meantime, there was a little film called The Kane Mutiny Court-Martial that got dumped on streaming last year. It's another courtroom drama, another swan song, the last film from legendary Exorcist director William Friedkin. It's got a great cast, excellent performances, and I think it's slightly better than Juror number 2. They're both good, and it's kind of unfair because The Kane Mutiny Court-Martial is like a famous story and book. It's had a previous adaptation, but it just surprised me and I think taught me in more ways than Juror number 2. So that is on Paramount Plus. I highly recommend it, but let me know if you plan on checking out Juror number 2 once you're able to. If you were lucky enough to have it playing near you and you saw it, let me know what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep an eye out for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.